Hey y'all, today's look is giving warm, rich, and sultry. I'm serving up a cranberry and brown inspired glam that's perfect for fall vibes, date nights, or anytime you want to feel soft, but show stopping. All right? This beat is full of depth, drama, and just the right touch of softness. And as always, I'm walking you through every step. So grab your brushes, get comfy, and let's get into this cranberry chocolate goodness. Let's record. Hey y'all, let's jump right on in. Today, I just want to say I'm very excited to be recording because your girl had a health scare a couple of weeks back that literally threatened me ever recording again. Half of my face went paralyzed. But let's get right into this tutorial. I've already moisturized my face, and as you all already know, with the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. We're just going to use a little bit of that. But I really want to do a deep brown cranberry colored inspired look. So you know how they say don't take things for granted? I'm literally living that out right now. I also have sunscreen on, just a FYI. So, after this tutorial, I am going to go record content. But you guys, do not wait around until the time is right. This journey of being a beauty influencer, I've been wanting it for so long, and I'm getting in my bag. I'm in my bag, and then it almost went away, and I'm like, I'm fine now, thank God. Though I am fine, I am still recovering. All right, y'all. Next, I'm gonna go in with the Elf, if you know, Juno. And then once we put this on, I am essentially going to complete my brows. Oh, did this just fall? Alrighty then. I like to apply a generous amount. I want the eyes to be the moment. And we're still in fall. We haven't hit winter yet. So I'm really excited to be doing this. Oh, you can see the sunscreen. Yikes. I'm really excited to be doing this look before we get into our holiday look. So bear with me, you guys. All right, we have our primer on, a generous amount. And I did get the neck area because you don't want to forget the neck area. And I've started, instead of using, and maybe I should not, where did I put it? But I wanted to try out the P. Louise Hold You Down brow fix because your girl is oily, and I usually go in with the Got to Be Edge glue, but I don't know, I just wanted to try something different. But I might return it because it's not giving what I need it to give, and it slips and slides on my brows. But I think it's because I have other products on my face, sunscreen, lotion, etc. So I don't know. I'm gonna go against my brow hairs. I thought this was going to mimic and mirror the Gots to Be. It's a nice gel, but I don't know. I might return it. The verdict is still out. And I think I found a workaround. Or I guess I just have to figure out how to use it. Now I'm not taking it all the way to the tip of the brow hairs. Only you'll see in a moment. I'm going to use a different product for the front. Maybe I might keep it, y'all. We'll see how it goes. And I barely have any brows. I'm going to take the back of my tweezer to flatten that out. And I think I have to just be careful because I might stand corrected, y'all, because I need these babies to lay down. They're laying down. All right, I'm going to go in with now the Maybelline Tattoo Studio. This is in the color 382. And I am going to use my Sephora number 12 brow brush. And this is what she looks like. I'm going to dive right on in. And my sister, I think in my previous videos, my sister told me I was carving out my brows too thick. That was funny. So I've been trying to not do that. But I've also been trying to make the brows look very twin. So I just carve and I get quiet when I do this. So this product is a wax, and I feel like it's going against, we're gonna make it matte, but I just have to be careful. So we are going to do the eyes first, just to prevent any fallout, and then we're going to do the face. But I'm very excited to be getting in my makeup bag. This has been a long time coming, and we're just not going to stop, y'all. So I do map out my left brow first. I don't think we're going to keep this. Your face has to be super matte, and that's not the case for me, as you can see. So it's going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. And who has time for that? All right, this is where we fill them in. I'm just using what's left on the brush, and I'm not trying to, oh, Lord of mercy, kind of messed up there, but we're gonna keep it moving because we can't mess up. You can only have fun with makeup. All right, let's go ahead and fill the other side in. Fill the other side in. I feel like I have primer on my brows, but I don't. I'm recording. Please keep it down. More so your mother. Thank you so much. All right, let's continue. Then I'm going to go in with this Fuller Brow Effect pencil just to create hair-like strokes in the front because I ain't got none of my brows. And this is part of the reason why I didn't want to add that Brow Fix product from P. Louise to the front because I don't want them mixing. All right. I like what we have here so far. We're going to clean up the brows with some concealer. Gonna make some adjustments as I see fit. Y'all, don't be afraid to go back and take a look at what you've done. Definitely gonna have to clean this side up a little bit. I'm gonna clean my brows with the Dior Forever Skin Correct in the shade for Neutral. I'm gonna place that in my pan. I have a bad habit of putting stuff on the back of my hand, even for me, because you don't know where your hand's been, what you touched, what was on it, what got on it. So I like to keep my things sanitized. I am going to go in with the Bdellium 937 concealer brush. Love that for me. And a little goes a long way. Sorry, y'all. You can't see me. Again, I am very quiet when it comes to this part. Now, because I am going to use a base on the lid, I'm not going to bring the concealer all the way down. Y'all, every time I clean my brows, and this is the, look at that. I went to go with this product, and this is, again, the second time I'm using this brow fix thing. I get like, well, maybe we get to keep it. Do you ever have a product where you're like, oh, I hate the work that I have to put in for this, but you can't bring yourself to let it go? All right, y'all, I have been breaking out crazy trying to figure out what is going on with my skin because your girl is breaking out. Something's wrong. But I did start using a new product, which I've recently just stopped. And I did go ahead and dermaplane yesterday and did a African clay mask regimen because I don't know what's going on, but it needs to stop. So my face is very textured. But let's keep going. We're going to go ahead and buff out this, my buffer brush. I hate when this happens. I literally just, it is. Used to be a double-edged brush, but this is what we've been reduced to. I'm going to go ahead and buff out that concealer to set the brows. We start on... I'm also going to take the opportunity to discuss with y'all like that I have outlook on life, like literally. A new puffer. Should have grabbed a clean one, but here we are. Simply because, again, this is the second time I'm using this brow fix. Oh damn. I have a puffer that's actually, it's used, and it was just having all of my, it was just creating a mess. So I'm going in with a clean puffer. This I just bought from TJ Maxx, and we are going to set the brows. And I'm going to be generous with the powder only because I don't want the oils and the wax to slip and slide like it did yesterday. So I'm just going to pack that in and step and repeat. If I'm losing powder, then I'm just going to go in and grab some more and do the same thing. Now typically I wouldn't use this much product, but I'd rather be safe than sorry. And we already slipping and sliding already. Golly, this is too much work for one product. I'm just going to stick to the business that pays me. And we're just going to make the executive decision to return it. All right, you guys, we're moving on to, we're going to leave the brows like this. I look crazy, but that's okay. We're going to trust the process. I am moving on with Danessa Myricks Color Fix It Mattes. This is in the color Gingerbread. Now, I do have another one another Color Fix matte that's in a different shade, more closest to the shade that I'm looking for, but I can't find it. So it is what it is. We're going to apply this all to the lid. This is going to be our base that we're going to use to build out our color. And I love this for us. And I'm going to start closest to the lower lash line and we're going to build it up. All right, let's rock and roll. What brush do I want to use? I want something that's more controlled. Let's do this. And I don't have a number, but it's a Morphe brush, y'all. It's a Morphe brush. Their Rose Gold collection. I am hungry. Maybe I should have ate something before I started. And y'all, I have nothing on my eyelids. Also, we're just gonna pop it on because Danessa is that girl. So I'm packing this on and then I'm kind of pushing it up. We're building it up so we can pack that color in. And then we're gonna blend. And I think this is a beautiful shade, honestly. The other shade that I'm talking about, I don't remember the name, but it is a little bit darker. But I like this shade because we can build upon it. All right, let's go ahead and buff this out. Blend, we're gonna blend for our lives, oh Lord. And it's quite all right. I'm not gonna go all the way into the inner corner, but let's blend this out. Now, I do not like to bring the shadows to the brow bone because we need to leave some space there. Buff out those edges a little bit, create that wing on the outer corner. We are going to intensify this color. And honestly, you can really wear this on its own. And you don't even need to add any eyeshadow because that's how bomb Danessa's products are. All right, I like what we have here. Let's go to the other side and build that out. Just taking a little bit more product and we're gonna do the same thing. Because this product is wet, I want it to be controlled on where it goes. So it gives me an opportunity to diffuse the color because I don't want no creases either. Because if we're gonna pack on eyeshadow, needs somewhere to land. All right, let's go ahead and buff this out. Can't really mess up here, y'all. And I'm a hooded eye girly, so one of the things I love about these one eyeshadow looks is that if you have hooded eyelids, then this is perfect go-to. And I feel like this look is on the smoky side of things. So you can wear it during the day. It's like a perfect universal color. So this is what we have for now. And I love it. So the first color we're going to go in with, and this is where it gets fun and interesting. And I'm like, what do I do? Because I really want a brown, smoky, but also like burgundy. And I feel like I don't have the perfect color for that. So I have literally 3 palettes, y'all. I literally have like 3 palettes. I have the Juvia's Place Warrior 2 palette. All right. Then I have the, what is this? The new Persuasion palette by Bolive Butte. And I'll show y'all the colors on the inside. And then I have the P. Louise Stack 'em Up. This is Babe. It's all about those money tones or smoky tones. Smoney tones. Child, I don't know. This is what she looks like. I am more interested in this color right here. And we might have fun with the shimmers. So that's what she looks like on the inside. For the nude Persuasion palette, this is what she looks like. Oh, this is what she looks like on the inside. And for Warrior, this is what she looks like. And we're going in with this one. All right, let's dive right on in. Not out, like my good sis says, but in. And I know where she got that from too. A different world. All right, damn, I really don't know. I'm gonna go in with the shade right here in Cafe by the Bolive Butte. Well, the Bolive Butte palette. I want something that's where I'm gonna be able to pack it in. Yeah, I'm gonna go in with, I don't know. This is a brush, child. This is dark brown, so I'm gonna mix that with Believe Butte with the Juvia's Place palette, because I do want that smoky brown effect. And we're just gonna be mixing colors, y'all, because the eyes should be super simple. Pack those colors in and then blend for our lives. Now the only thing about this cafe color is the fact that it is maybe, let's see, it's too dark. I just want that perfect dark brown cranberry-esque shade. There was one palette that I had that would have probably given me what I'm looking for. Damn, but I don't know where that palette is. Oh, you guys, I think I found it. All right, y'all. This is coming from the Culture 2 palette by Juvia's Place. And this color in Dashiki, wine color. Lord, I'm sitting here taking chunks out of my palette. This dashiki color right here. Oh yeah, that's the one. So we're gonna mix that with some browns. My God, I done took a whole chunk out of this. Too funny. I want that wine colored. Mix it with some browns. There we go. Very fall is what I'm looking for. Leave the outer corner. I'm sorry, not outer corner, but the inner corner just bit open so we can put some shimmers in there. Now the colors that we are using is by the Juvia's Place. Juvia, see, always comes through, honey. Okay, and with Skufuru and Jamata, along with Ultra 2 palette, Dashiki, which is right here. So all of those together create the perfect shade, in my opinion. Perfect shade. This is what I'm looking for. Just gonna pack that and blend that in, y'all. Now, get some fallout, which is why we're doing this first. You have to go in with that cafe color to just balance that the other eye has. And add cafe other right eye. Give it some balance. You know, deepen that crease a little bit and then get in there with the other colors. I'm falling in love. I'm just packing the color in. I'm gonna go in with a different brush so we can blend all of this out. Let's go in with the Bedellium Tools 785 tapered blending brush, because we got to marry everything together. But y'all, and this is a clean brush, so everything that's currently on my eyelid is what we are using to go ahead and buff and marry these colors together. If you've learned nothing from me, I always tell y'all to blend to save your lives. We don't want no patchiness at all. See, I'm focusing on the outer corner, and then I'm going across the lid, bringing that color up just to help marry everything together. Loving what we have. Let's work on the other side and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. And also, y'all, just because you do this one time, what's happening is that you're kind of dispersing the shadows across your lids. So you're going to have to go in and rebuild what you've already built, if that makes sense. And don't worry about the outer corners. We're going to clean all of that up. So I'm going to go back with my brush and rinse and repeat. Now I'm not going to use that cafe color. And you always want to tap the excess off, but you don't want any patchiness either. You feel me? I'm going to go in with the tapered blush that we were using and blend to save our lives. And notice I'm just doing little small circular motions, even though the brush itself is ginormous, the bristles specifically. But as long as you have a controlled method of blending, you're going to be fine. And I'm loving like this absolutely. Yes. Circular motions. And again, don't worry about the outer corner. We will fix that. This is turning out better than I had envisioned it to be. And I love that for me. I was going to do something, but I'm like, nah. We're going to leave it right here. Now, if you're feeling festive, you're like, I don't want this monotone color. You can definitely, after you've done blending and all of the things, add a pop of color to the center of the lid. But as for me in this tutorial, we locked in right here. We are locked in, baby. I am loving this. This is everything. All right, y'all. I'm loving this. I hope you are too. Blend, y'all. Blend for your lives. But this is where we end with the eyes as far as the shadows are concerned. And you guys, don't be afraid to inspect. I used to be so scared to see what I did. And it's like, why are you scared? Get in there. I'm freaking loving this. And especially if you're pressed for time and you got somewhere to be, things to do, this is the perfect, and you can do this with any color too. It doesn't necessarily have to be this tone, but you can mix and match, combine colors all the time, and boom, you're done. All right, so let's clean our file out and we're gonna move on to the face. And you guys, do not worry about my brows. Let them bake. All right, we're gonna clean the fallout because we do have fallout. And this is where you can start to shape your outer corner, or you can do it with concealer. I'm gonna do both. Now, I did tell you guys that I went ahead and put under eye cream, and now I'm gonna need some more under eye cream. And I don't have it here with me. All right, so instead of under eye cream, I'm just going to use my primer. We're going back in with the Bobbi Brown. Get into it, because you always want to have your under eye moisturized. This is going to allow the product to really be seamless. Oh my God, you guys, I'm in love. Hell yeah. All right, so y'all already know I love to underpaint, and that's exactly what we're going to do. Now, I did have, dang, I don't even think I brought my product. This is okay. I'm getting back into the swing of things, so I'm going to give myself some grace here because it's necessary. It's necessary to give yourself grace. Only because your girl's been going through a lot. But let's go ahead and underpaint. I am going to go in with the Dior Forever Skin Correct concealers. This is the shade 4N. This is the shade 3WO. And like I've mentioned in my past makeup videos, I'm really stepping into my luxury makeup bag. And even though the brand Dior, I should throw it away only because the way they be upcharging their bags. Let's not even get into it. Let's just focus on makeup. This is the shade closest to my skin tone. This is 4N and 3WO. I'm going to use that as a highlighter shade, right? And as for contour, I could have sworn, y'all, we're probably just going to have to build up. Did I? I think I did. I can't remember. Did I? I don't remember, y'all. I could have sworn I had a contour shade. Oh, you know what? I did. It was the Danessa Myricks contour balm, but it makes me look like I'm greasy. I only have 2 Danessa Myrick products that I just can't use. That makes me sad, but let's keep moving. We're going to highlight first, and we'll build out our contour with powders. And if you haven't seen my other videos on how I do that, don't fret. We're going to do it in this video. Alrighty. So I like to put the shade that's closest to my skin tone on the outer portion. And you know what? I did say I was going to use my pan. So let me go ahead and use my pan. Even though this is mine and it's not for clients. Take those shades, put it on my pan. So we're going to go to the center of the face. And I'm also going to be using a little bit of the Tarte Shape Tape. And I have the colors medium tan and medium tanned, medium sand. I feel like I'm not centered. Let me go ahead and center myself. Lots of concealer, because why not? YOLO. The brush that I used to clean up my brows, I'm going to go in with that. And we're going to use the Dior. This is just to show y'all it's on my pan. And honestly, this will allow for a seamless blend as well. Before we dive right on in, well, you know what? We can still do this. I'm going to go in with the Tarte. We can build this out. And then we're going to go in with the lighter shades for the inner corner. That was the Dior. I'm putting the Tarte on top of that. As you can see, Miss Mama's is bright. And we'll do our nose, center of the forehead. And before I continue, we need to add to the face the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. I'm in the color 6. Once I finish with this, y'all, I'm going to start using the universal color one, because why not? To apply this, I'm going to go ahead and use the Real Techniques 231 double end brush. This is what she looks like. The other side is on the other side. Now again, I told y'all I'm oily, and I really like to apply this with my hands, but since I already applied my concealer, I'm just going to use a brush. Now, I like to use my color because it really does help neutralize all of the discoloration, so I don't have to go in with concealer. Like I said, I've been breaking out like crazy, but I think it's due to a product that I've been using, but also all of the medications that I've been on too, so there's that. But my face was calming down, and then it just essentially the floodgates open again. And now I have all of this hyperpigmentation. Do not forget the neck. All right, I like that there. Then I'm going to use, if I can find it, the Huda Beauty. Gotta shake it up, shake it up. Easy Bake Setting Spray. It has rice starch in it, and I love that for me because well, I'm Caribbean, so I used to wash my face. I used to suffer really bad with acne, and I used to wash my face with rice water, and it actually dries out your pimple. Bet you didn't know that. Now, ooh, this is to essentially moisten up the concealer, and I'm gonna add one last primer before we add our foundation. But I'm going in with the Real Techniques 402 brush. I feel like I'm not centered. And I sprayed that. One, I'm recording content today, but I also have errands to run, and I don't want my face slipping and sliding. And I need it to last. I need it to last throughout the day. So as you can see, I'm using patting motions to buff out the concealer that we used in our highlight points. So my chin first, then my forehead. And you can see how I'm not really needing to do anything with the baking we did for our brows, because it is going. Somebody's burning something. If you want a real rap raw tutorial, this is the channel to be on, and I told them that I'm recording. I told them I was recording. We're just gonna roll with the punches. All right, let's buff out under the eye, starting at the bottom of where we placed our product. And then we're gonna work our way to the top. I do have creases under the eye, or I do crease under my eye. And with concealer, you wanna buff it up and out with a patting motion, because we're lifting the eye. I promise in my next tutorial, I will definitely have my contour shade locked in and ready to go. Look how beautiful that is. Let's move on to the other side.
An appliance has been beeping for 2 minutes. You may want to check it out.
Thanks, girl. Thanks so much.
You're so welcome, Ness. Happy to help anytime.
She's never done that before. Wow. That's my girl though. We've been locked in. Not out, but in. And y'all, get into the nitty, mother loving gritty if you have corners and crevices and whatnot. All right, before we continue, all right, let us add the final primer that we're gonna need. And I am going in with the One Size Oil Sucker. All right, we're gonna apply that to, I like this. Some people don't like it. Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, that's enough. Oh, Lord. I've added that to, what brush do I want to use that? I think I'll use this. Y'all, this is a paintbrush that I got from the dollar store. And I'm going to apply this to the areas where I tend to oil up. Probably should add this after. I'm sorry, before, but here we are. I'm going to quickly go in with that brush that we used and buff that in, because it does get patchy, child. All right, let's keep moving. Like what we have so far. Now I am going to go in with some blush. We're going to use the Rare Beauty. We're going to use 2 shades, Encourage and Happy. That's what they look like. Encourage and Happy. So this is going to go on the outer corner, and then Happy is going to go in the center of my cheek. Now for this, I am just going to apply it right onto my face. Going to keep that there, just like that. And I like to smile for my blushes. because why not? This is the color Happy. All right. Is this my blush brush? Yep. All right, I'm going to go in with the Bedelium Tools 960 Precision Blusher. This is what she looks like. And we're just going to pack it on in. This is too pretty. Love that for us. And then we're just going to let that sit there. Now we're going to add our foundation. I am using the Prada Reveal Skin Optimizing Foundation. This is what she looks like. Love that for me. I am going to add this to my pan because I don't want to use too much. We already have a lot of product on our face. I am also going to go in still with the Real Techniques 231 brush, but I'm going to use the opposite side, the clean side. I'm going to pat the foundation in. I'm just using whatever's left in my brush. Well, let's do this first, and then we can add some more. Don't forget the neck, y'all. Do not forget the neck. Now, as you can see, I'm kind of going into the territory where we added our contour, and we're dealing with liquid products. So again, if you feel like you've messed up, don't fret, just fix. You can't really mess up anything. My skin is dry, but that's okay. Because I did have to do some heavy lifting yesterday. Ooh, child. All right, I'm going back in with some more foundation. I feel like I need some more, so I'm going to pump out just one pump. And if you need to get your ears too, y'all, get your ears. I can definitely see the texture on my face, but that is a-okay. I'm just getting a little bit more concealer just to build out. I'm going in with a clean paintbrush because we need to fix this. If you see something, y'all, fix it. Ain't nothing worse when you literally set your face and you're like, if you see something, fix it. All right, interesting. All right, y'all. So we're gonna go back under the eye with our concealer just to add a little bit more highlight before we set everything. And I feel like we need to go back in with our blush colors. So we're gonna do that. And then we're gonna go ahead and set everything. Buff that out. I feel we lost some intensity towards the edge as a result of the foundation. Then buff out the rest to add some color and definition. Make sure, y'all, you get into those, get into those lines. Get in there and don't be afraid. Because the last thing we need and or want is patchiness. No sorry. Buff out that product. And it's only because there's excess product, but I like to use a lot of product. You don't necessarily have to. Just using whatever's left on that brush. Now I'm gonna go in. Well, actually, let's go in with, this is DFLG. I don't know what that means. A 787 brush from Bedelium Tools. I'm gonna use this brush to add my setting powder, and then we're gonna bake under the eye. Cause I'm still a girl that bakes, but I just wanna make sure I get in there and lightly dust all of that. I have these lines, so I'm gonna get in there and do what needs to be done. So we're gonna do the same thing for the other side. Do not be afraid to get in there, y'all, and blend for your lives. So don't you hate when you put a brush down and then you can't find it? What? Like I just had you. Like so. And then we bake. And I love this for us. And we're gonna set the rest of the face. I love this for us. And notice I'm not using a whole lot of product. All right. So for the rest of the face, we are going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury's Airbrush Flawless Finish Complexion Perfecting Micro Powder. Say that 5 times. Say that fast 5 times. I am in the color number 3. Oh, my thing is about to die. We don't want that. Here. This is very annoying. We're almost done. All right, guys, welcome back. My camera cut off. So let's hop right back in. Anyway, I was able to set under my face, and I went ahead and set my face. I'm sorry, set under my face. What am I saying? I was able to set underneath the eyes, and then I went ahead and set the rest of the face with the Charlotte Tilbury powder. Alrighty, let's go ahead and add some more powder. So we're almost done with this look. Now we're gonna go ahead and contour our face. I don't necessarily have a contour powder. I really do just use, I do have contour powder, what am I saying? But right now we're gonna go in with the Mented Cosmetics Beach. This is what she looks like. period. I'm gonna take that with our Bedellium Tool 944 tapered contour brush, and this is what she looks like, a beauty, a vision, just to warm up the face, adds the dimension back to the face. Obviously, I did not use any liquid powder for the face, and I'm not going to be heavy-handed with this here, simply because we're just adding some warmth back into the face, because I am going to go with some other colors as well. But I'm just going to start carving out our shape here. And if you have a big forehead like me, don't forget to pull that bonnet back and make sure you get that area. I'm just going to blend that out, carve out that shape. Make sure you blend so there's no line of demarcation when it comes to your highlight color and your contour. Love that for us. And make sure when you're contouring, you are bringing that color up. I'm sitting here chewing like a doggone cow. Excuse me. But in any event, now I'm going to go in with the Warrior 2 palette. Yes, this is an eyeshadow palette, but I'm going to use shadows as contour. We're going to use Kufuru and Yodit. We're going in with these two. All right. We're going to use Yodit first, which is the lighter shade. And yes, it is an eyeshadow, but I love using it as contour just to deepen that, what we were able to carve out. And I do like to smile when I do this. And then whatever's left on the brush, take it to the forehead. I have an extremely large forehead, so your girl is going to take it there. So, and then I'm going to use Kufuru, which is that darker shade, but I'm not going to bring it all the way down. I'm just going to take it a third of the way in, just to add some dimension. So, more so for the cheeks here. I am also going to take the opportunity to go ahead and contour my nose. I think I'm going to use the brush that we used for our eyes. It's the Morphe brush that we use for our eyes, to go ahead and carve that out. I am going to use the bronzer just to shape it a little bit. I really want to get good at contouring with concealer, so I don't have to do this. But they say practice makes perfect. I'm just stippling that on. Remember, we did use our concealer to highlight the bridge of the nose. So now I'm carving out the bridge of the nose using the Mented bronzer in Beach Bum. I kind of like what I did there. I always feel like I carve out my nose horribly, or it's always crooked. But practice makes perfect. Now, I don't do this on my clients now. I just feel like there's so much circumference on my nose, so much real estate that you gotta really get in there. You feel me? But I like it. I like it. We'll clean it up in a second, but this is good. I think we're gonna leave this right here. So, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, let's keep moving. You notice you gotta make sure your powders or your liquids are really blended. And I do have laugh lines, and though I do have a solution for that, I didn't want to do that for this video. You just get some powder, and that's the Charlotte Tilbury powder that I'm using, the setting powder. And you make sure you take care of that problem. And that's what I love about makeup. You can always fix it. Speaking of fixing, let's go ahead and ensure that our contour is slayed like so. And just use the excess. All right, I like that there. I am going to take an angled brush. This is by Show, their angled eyeliner brush, because we need to deepen, and this is probably where brow gel would be, I guess, beneficial. But I don't have that. So we're going to use the Warrior 2 palette, and we're going to make sure that our setting powder that we used on our brows earlier are taken care of. And honestly, I'm not really too worried about this because we are going to setting spray, but just in case. I'm loving this. All right, so now let's add our blush color. I'm going to use the blush binder by Crayon Case. We're going in with this mauve colored blush using our Bedellium Tool 960 Precision Blusher. We're going to place that right here. That is so pretty. Which complements the liquid blush that we added earlier. So gorgeous. I must say, I do love my cheekbones. That looks so good, guys. And whatever excess I have on my blush, not blush, but contour brush, that's what I'm going to use. I love this for me. All right. So now let's go ahead and add, what do I want to do? Let's add color to our under eye using my Morphe M383 Eye Detail brush. I'm going to go ahead and use the Danessa Myricks Color Fix Matte and Gingerbread. I'm going to put that under the lash line just to smoke that out. Then using that same, well, do I want to use that same brush? I probably don't. I'm going to go in with the same colors we used on the lid. Dashiki, Kufuru, and Jamata. And a little bit of the cafe, because why not? And we're going to smoke that out. Loving how that looks. Then I'm going to take this Wet n Wild breakup proof eyeliner. It's a felt tip eyeliner. And I am also going to think we're going to take Dashiki and the cafe because we're going to smoke the outer corners out a little bit. This allows me to be a little bit more precise. Love that there. I'm going to use that. I didn't tell y'all what brush this was. This is the Lucky Charms Morphe LC4 brush. I'm going to take cafe and dashiki and smoke out that top lash line. So let's do the other side. We're going to do the same thing. And this is not a smudge liner, but this will definitely do. Oh, I'm loving this. Then we're going to use the same brush, guys, and we're going to add some sparkle to the inner corner because it's the holiday season. It's fall. Now, oh yes, I think this is perfect. Maybe this one. Let me see. Oh, I kind of like the pink. I like the pink purple. So I'm going to go in with the P. Louise Stack 'em Up. Babe, it's all about those money moves. And I'm going to go in with dollar sign. That's that color right here. We're going to use the same brush that we've used to buff out the under eye. We're just going to use it for the inner corner because we can, period. I should wet this. When you're applying glitter shades, it's always good to wet your brush so you can get the most color payoff. Just pop that right in there for a little razzle dazzle. Yeah, love that for us. All right. So now what I want to do is buff out the under eye. I actually want to spray down my face, cut the face, and then we'll add our lashes, and then of course our finishing touches. So of course I'm going to go in with none other than Charlotte Tilbury, the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Then we're going to go in with our One Size, and then we're going to top it off with the Crayolan. If you stop playing it, stop acting like you don't know. And then we're going to top it off with our lashes and our lips. Let's hop right on in. Now, of course, I'm going to need my fan. I got right here. I'm going to need my puffer and my mirror. Well, I think I want to do I think I'm going to also spray the Huda Beauty Easy Bake as well. We just going to spray everybody. I have to now spray before I actually spray it on my face because now we are going to be using lashes, but I don't want to get my eyes wet. So I'm just going to cover my eyes and then just spray the perimeter of my face. Here we go. I can't wait to show you guys what lashes I'll be using. They're not my brands. Not this time. All right, here we go. Let me go ahead and spray the Easy Bake as well before I go ahead and let that sit. Let that dry just a little bit. I feel like I'm not dousing my face enough. And you just want to make sure you have an even layer across the face. And as it's drying, because you don't want any patches, right? You want to go in with your powder puff and set that baby in. Just pat that in. Not out, but in. All right, now we're going to spray our aerosol sprays. That was the One Size. Then we're going to go in with the Crayolan. Also notice I did this before I added mascara. because I've been known for my eyes to run. This is so pretty. I'd be surprised my own self when I do these tutorials. All right, loving what I have here. So for the lashes, y'all, I am going to use these babies. I really do hope, of course, they're lashes. They're gonna look good. But I actually got these from the dollar store and I'm obsessed with them. And I bought a whole bunch of styles, but I'm in love with this one, so that's what we're going to wear. And they're very midway wispy. They're like half lashes, if that makes sense. So I kind of love this for me, but at the same time, but I love the style. So we're gonna add that. Now I was thinking about doing, nah, this is like a smoky. Y'all, I'm obsessed. Really did that. Do I? Yeah, no. Let's go ahead and add our mascara. I like to do this before I add my lashes. Give it a nice coat. And I feel like once it dries, it doesn't necessarily get into the false lashes. And since these are half lashes, I want to make sure I give these babies a good coat so they can match. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys what mascara I'm using. This is the mascara lash. Listen to me. And they've been discontinued, y'all. Black Old brand discontinued. Now, I didn't put anything in my lash line because I don't want to. But if you are recreating this look and you're like, I want something in my lash line, please feel free to dive right on it. I think I'm going to do another coat specifically in the front of my lashes because we're doing half lashes. Love that for us. Now we're gonna add lash glue to our lashes, and while that gets tacky, we're gonna do the lips. I must say I'm really proud of myself for, y'all, this is what it's giving. What? Amazing. Now I am gonna have to cut a piece of the lash band because it's sticking out. It's kind of sticking out and I don't want it to poke me in the eye. And I like to cut them slanted so that it's able to sit on my lash line. But these are going to be a moment. Really love that. So I'm going to go ahead and add this on. And of course, I will do my hair. And I got a few errands to run today, so I'm kind of happy I have my makeup done. I can go outside, literally feeling like a bad bitch. Feel me? I love this for me. So I like to apply a thick layer of glue just to ensure she is going to sit properly. If you've watched my other videos, you know that I am on my manifestation journey, and you guys, part of my manifestation is to revamp and revive my lash extensions business. And we are well on our way to doing that. And I'm so excited. Seeing these half lashes makes me get a good business idea. All right, I did have at one point a lip gloss on, but that's well and gone because I thought I would be so done by now. But here we are. But that's okay. We're going to keep moving. But part of my manifestation, y'all, is to revive and revamp my lash business. And I'm so excited for that. All right, I'm going to go in with, for our lips, the Juvia's Place Luxe Liner in the color Wine. She's a moment. So I love that for me. Let's dive right on in. I need to find something else to say. Okay? Y'all, please ignore the background noise. The goal was not to overline, but here we are. Love that. We're going to buff out the edges using the Morphe Lucky Charms collab brush LC1. Nice little one. Obsessed. Then we're going in with the Fenty Beauty. What is this? Good Lord. I have contacts in, but I cannot see the High Shine Gloss Stick in Blazed Donut. She is also a moment. That's the moment right here. Can't go. I'm not even gonna hold you. Amazing. All done. Oh, I did that.